couple days ago, ZOS dropped a really interesting article previewing one of the many changes coming with ESO Update 51 and Season 1. Longtime players may remember when ZOS began the Hybridization update, combining weapon and spell damage, scaling things off your highest maximum resource, and more. Well, in Update 51, ZOS is going to be continuing hybridization efforts with alchemy, Mundus stones, and more. Let me go ahead and start by just reading the article, and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it all. No need to be limited by your resources as ESO's hybridization initiative takes new steps in the upcoming Update 51 and Season 1. A while back, ESO began a move towards a hybrid model for characters' primary resources and stats, such as magicka, stamina, armor, offensive penetration, and more. The hybridization changes allowed abilities to scale based on their highest offensive stats rather than a specific set of resources, increasing overall player flexibility and choice. We also began to provide more sources for these stats together rather than as individual bonuses, with gear and other build elements providing both magicka and stamina or weapon and spell damage together. However, we could not immediately implement all aspects of this change at the time. Soon, we will progress farther down that road when Season 1's mid-season Update 51 patch launches, currently scheduled for August 31st. What does this all mean? We're removing or replacing duplicated effects in several areas and overhauling systems to provide new or streamlined sources for these effects. This streamlining should lower the barrier toward creating effective builds as well as provide some small performance improvements in combat. This includes work on Mundus stones, the buff system, and passive skills for the 4 original classes: Dragon Knight, Nightblade, Sorcerer, and Templar. In addition, we're making significant overhauls to alchemy to cover these effect changes, including 4 additional new reagents to gather. When weapon and spell damage had separate functions in the game, it made sense for there to be a Mundus stone for each. The Apprentice and Warrior stones provide spell and weapon damage respectively because of this historical context, but their purposes have overlap since the initial hybridization changes. In Update 51, the Warrior Mundus stone increases both forms of damage, while the Apprentice provides a new bonus of increased experience and inspiration gain, making it easy to level up, train crafting skills, and earn champion points while you wear that boon. In a similar example of redundancy, it is currently possible to buff or debuff weapon and spell damage or critical separately through the buff system, which occasionally has unexpected effects. For example, major sorceries increase to spell damage doesn't stack with minor brutalities increase to weapon damage, as you only use the higher value between the two. Where there are currently several pairs of weapon and spell-based effects, these are adjusted in Update 51 to avoid redundancy as follows. Brutality provides both weapon and spell damage, while sorcery has been removed. Savagery provides both weapon and spell critical chance, while prophecy has been removed. Additionally, a new debuff initially available from alchemy has been added called Vexation. This effect reduces the target's healing done as a counterpart to the mending buff. Speaking of alchemy, fixing up crafted potions and poisons was the largest and most complex set of changes involved in remaining hybridization effort. As this trade skill revolves around matching multiple ingredients with like traits to create effects, simply consolidating the traits could result in potions having unintended effects. Any alterations have significant implications for alchemy as a whole and need to be done carefully. To make alchemy a system that fully benefits from hybridization, we combine the effects of the increased spell power and increased weapon power reagent traits, as well as those of increased spell critical and increased weapon critical. These have now been consolidated to 2 traits down from 4 to match the changes in the major-minor system they correspond to. We've also added new traits to replace holes created with the consolidation of existing buffs. We've even taken the opportunity to create a few additional ones that provide new benefits not previously available in alchemy. These new options include traits to increase or reduce healing done through vexation and mending effects, grant damage shields, inflict heal absorption, and increase critical damage with force buffs. The changes also include removing the lower weapon power trait from existing ingredients, which was used to inflict maim on enemies, This effect is commonly available elsewhere in the game, and very few players actually used it when crafting. To support these changes, not only have some traits on existing reagents been changed, but we've added 4 new alchemy ingredients found throughout Tamriel. You can use these new reagents in combination with existing options to create new potions for all roles. We've put in work to make sure alchemy changes provide minimal disruption to your familiar recipes and strategies. Most existing potion recipes remain unchanged after Update 51, with a minimum of swapping from the previous ingredients to achieve results equivalent to those you got before. Daily crafting writ recipes should be wholly unaffected, while master writs that are impacted are being updated at the same time as the alchemy changes to ensure seamless usability. Furthermore, any previously earned achievements remain unlocked, although the new effects of ingredients have to be discovered again for those who have yet to complete the relevant achievements. There have even been some important upgrades to potion naming and visual representation that will allow you to more easily recognize a specific potion formulation. As potions are complex items systemically, the game labels them according to a listing of what is considered the highest priority effect provided by the ingredients. Due to the consolidation and introduction of new traits, we have changed the priority of many traits to improve visual communication and differentiate potions further. For example, if a potion provides the heroism buff, it is classified as an essence of heroism over essence of magicka. This makes it easier to identify potions with more unique and valuable effects over basic resource restoration potions. Every class in ESO can be built to provide a buff not easily available as a wider group benefit through any of the other classes' skill lines, such as the Warden's ability to grant minor toughness to those they heal, found in the green balance skill line. However, the 4 original classes only technically fit that model after previous hybridization work rather than meeting it in spirit. These classes currently focus on overlapping effects covered above: minor brutality and minor sorcery for the Dragon Knight and Templar, and minor savagery and minor prophecy for the Nightblade and Sorcerer. This means groups seeking to maximize the effect of their buffs don't get as much from including a Dragon Knight and Templar together, or both a Nightblade and Sorcerer together. Part of this problem is being addressed in Update 51 by the effect consolidation described above. The update also includes a second set of changes specific to these classes: the creation of 2 unique buffs to replace those removed. Dragon Knights and Nightblades maintain access to minor brutality and minor savagery, which now provide the combined effects mentioned earlier. For sorcerers, instead of gaining a source of minor prophecy from their dark magic skill line, they now gain the ability to apply a unique offensive penetration buff to the group. Templars likewise gain a unique buff to replace minor sorcery, boosting their group's armor. Whew, okay, so to start, the Mundus Stone changes seem nice. I think the Apprentice Stone becoming more of a leveling up stone is a really great change for new players. With how many skills, crafts, and things like that are in the game, it's nice to have another form of increased XP. The changes to weapon and spell damage buffs are going to be awesome. The main thing I'm excited about is that consolidating those buffs is going to open up those new class passives to avoid redundancy. Sorcerers get that penetration buff and Templars get an armor buff. We'll have to see what the actual numbers are on these before we can say how strong they'll be, but I can definitely speculate that the penetration buff will be nice for casual groups or pugs who may not be hitting pen cap, and the armor buff will be great for high damage content or PvP. I think the alchemy hybridization will be the most interesting part of all. I'm pretty sure I remember previously to this, but they mentioned it in the article as well, Zoss saying that part of why hybridization has taken so long to finish was that alchemy was going to be a delicate process to navigate. That being said, I trust they'll do a good job, as nothing they've mentioned so far sounds like it'll be a bad change. I don't have much to say about alchemy, to be honest, as outside of occasionally creating heroism potions, I don't really interact with alchemy that much. The vexation debuff is definitely going to be something I'm on the lookout for in PvP, as it could be potentially pretty strong against healers. If anything comes of it, I'll make sure to let you guys know. Still though, overall, I'm very excited about these changes. So far, none of it sounds like it'll make any significant changes to the healing meta in PvE, with maybe some implications for PvP. I know I already read it, but I'll still make sure to link the article down below if you want to go check it out for yourself. As more things get revealed about Update 51, of course, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on anything the healer should be on the lookout for. And I think that was all we had to cover today. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Don't forget to check out the link in the description to follow me on stuff and join my Discord server. Before we head out, I also want to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I appreciate y'all. I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others. I hope you guys have been enjoying Update 50, and I will catch y'all in the next one.